We want to put some bigger tires on our F-150, so we're going to upgrade our suspension with some help from Rancho. If you're looking to improve the performance of your suspension and also the stance of your truck, today we're installing this quickLIFT Rancho shocks. These Rancho quickLIFT shocks are a direct fit for your 2009 to 2013 four-wheel drive F-150. They have a 9-position adjustment for the optimal performance of the environment that you're in. You'll be able to upgrade to a larger wheel. They have a durable finish so they won't be damaged in the weather. The rear shocks also include a dust boot that keeps debris off the shock shaft. Now let's get them installed on our F-150. Tools needed for this installation: 1/2-inch torque wrench, 1/2-inch breaker bar, 1/2-inch ratchet, 1 1/16 socket, 21mm socket, 3/8 ratchet, 15mm socket, 18mm wrench, crescent wrench, pair of side cutters. Now we got the truck on the lift. We're going to start with the tie rod. Remove this nut. Leave the nut on with a few threads. We're going to be hammering on the boss to break the tie rod loose. Now we broke it loose, just pull it out and put the nut back on the tie rod. Now we're going to do the same thing for the upper ball joint. Remove the sway bar mounts to lower the sway bar. Now for the fun part, breaking loose the bottom shock bolt. It's going to take a little bit of effort. It's pretty tight. I need a pair. Oh yeah. Now lift up the control arm just a little bit to get the bolt out. There's 3 nuts that we have to remove. They're hard to see up there, but trust me, they're up there. Now that all the hardware is removed, we can remove our strut. Now before installing your Rancho shock, Rancho sets their adjustment to half, but I like to make sure. So what you're going to do is turn it one way, and then count the clicks, and there should be 9 clicks. Now that we know that we have 9 clicks, I go back to 5. Before installing the strut, remember to grab the included hardware. Now you can just slide it right in. Line it up with the holes, and put your new nuts on. Don't tighten the nuts down until you get the bottom bolt in. We're going to have to adjust the strut to line up with the control arm pocket. There we go. Once it's lined up, just slide it in. To put the bolt back in, lift up the control arm just a little bit, and it'll just slide right back in. Now that the strut is in place, you can tighten up the 3 nuts. Tighten up the bottom shock bolt. Torque the lower shock bolt to 300 foot-pounds. Reinstall your upper control arm. I use a ratchet strap to pull down the control arm so we can tighten down the nut. Reinstall the tie rod. Tighten everything down except for the sway bar. Once you've completed the other side, you can reinstall your sway bar. Now for the easy part of the install. We're at the back of the truck. All we have to do is remove the 2 bolts for the shock, and it comes right out. Remove the 2 bolts, and your shock comes right out. Before installing your Rancho rear shock, it comes compressed. All you have to do is unlock the shock, and it'll decompress. Just give it a twist, and it comes right out. Once you have decompressed the shock, you can install your dust boot. Just give it a little pull. Install it onto this washer. It just goes around this lip, like that. Once the shock is installed in the truck, then you can zip tie your boot to the shock body. Install your upper shock bolt. Then you can install your lower shock bolt. You have to push up on the shock just a little bit to line it up, but it'll go right in. Tighten your shock bolts. Zip tie your boot down. Repeat the process on the other side, then your installation is complete. Check it out, our Rancho Leveling Kit really helped lift our F-150 so we can install these fuel wheels with the 35-inch Nitto Terra grapplers. Now that our suspension is adjustable, we can change the settings for our on and off-road needs. Have fun and keep on building.